Well, hello there friends and welcome back to Red Dead Online. Today I'm going to show you a few very easy and fast methods to make a lot of money in this game mode. And I think you'll need everything you can get your hands on, considering that everything in the online right now is overly expensive, while the rewards for the vast majority of the activities you can do are pretty much abysmal in comparison to that. Before moving on with this method, I will consider you already played the online for a bit and finished the main story in it. If you didn't, go ahead and do so because it's short. It rewards you by far the most amount of money in the beginning hours, up to 500 or 600 in total by the end of it. I'm also expecting you already did all of the available treasure hunts. Those again are also worth it as they can reward you hundreds of dollars, but leaving that aside, it's time to start things off with the actual methods that I'm going to show you today, and I'm going to begin with the first one. Coming up first, we have a few amazing locations that continuously spawn jewelry bags that you can grab every minute or so. The first one is located in the Bayou NWA region, right beneath the letter O in this house right here on the map. There are three things you need to look out for once you get there. First, we have the small drawer on the right side of the main entrance. This one has one jewelry box inside of it that can spawn random jewels such as earrings. Then there's the big wardrobe next to the fireplace, which packs another jewelry box inside of it as well as a tonic. And finally, we have the table in the middle of the house that holds a pack of premium cigarettes and finally some fine whiskey. The trick here is to grab all of these up, or at the very least the two jewelry boxes, and then enter the options menu, choose the online option and reload the free roam map to reset the entire map once more. Basically what this does is it resets the entire map, including the items inside of it and even the ones in this house. From here on, you are free to loot the entire house once more, as well as the items inside of it, as they are pretty much reset, and the ones you've got from the previous run will still be in your pockets, meaning you can do this over and over again and they will stack on top of each other. Once you do this a few times until you stack a maximum of 5 of each of these items, you can head over to the fence vendor in Rhodes, no more than 1 minute away from this location if you go by horse, and here you will find the vendor, proceed to sell your inventory to it, and it took me like 10 minutes or so to get at least $50. It was super easy, it was very fast, it's by far the fastest method out there. But this is not the only location you can do on the map. There's another one located in a place called Little Creek in West Elizabeth on the northwest corner of the map right here, and here you will find a large ranch with a lot of buildings in it. What you need to do here is head inside the first house on the right side from the entrance, and inside of it you will find a cabinet in the back with two jewelry boxes in it. You can go ahead and grab them up, and if you're also in need of health tonics and bullets, you can pick them up from the table on the left side from the entrance. From here, repeat the same process I've talked about earlier, and don't worry about reloading free roam. You'll always spawn in the same general area as you were before, only needing to run a little bit more to grab the things inside of the house. So don't worry about this. Unless there's some major rollback, you're not going to be teleported back to whatever region you were before doing this. But in case you have connection issues or long loading times, you can run away from this area for a bit, like a minute or so in any direction, and then come back. What this does, or what this should do, is at the very least reset all of the items in that area, but I have found that reloading the free roam map will still be faster and easier, and it's the method I prefer the most. A few tips I have for you guys here are as follows. First of all, while you can generally reload the entire map immediately after picking up the first two jewels, this might still not save your progress at times, as the servers are currently a little bit problematic, meaning you might see a small rollback before you got the jewelry. This is something that happened to me on numerous occasions. I had a lot of rollbacks, but what you can do in order to fix this is simply grab the jewelry first and then also grab the other items in the house, such as for example the cigarette pack in the first house or the bullets in the second one, and even exit the house a little bit, wait for a few seconds so that the server is forced to save your progression. From here on, you are free to do the trick once more and repeat the process over and over again. Second of all, you can only stack a maximum of 5 of each jewelry, and while the cabinet can spawn any of the existing models, which I believe there are a 7 in total, like pendants, rings, necklaces, watches, you can quickly stack up to 5 5 of these jewelry in your bag and not be able to get any more of them. But this doesn't mean you should stop taking them. What you want to do is continue doing it until you have at least a handful of full jewelry stacks. So like in total of 25 jewelries you can get and sell at the vendor. Another tip I have for you guys in case you're doing this trick at the Little Creek in West Elizabeth is that you'll see there's no fence vendor nearby as it was with the vendor in Rhodes. But what you can do is simply go back in the online option, load up the free roam, but this time around the West Elizabeth free roam, which will bring you very close to the fence beneath Blackwater. Or if you want to, you can load up Bayou NWA free roam to get near Rhodes and so on. But yeah, these are the two best options to pick in case you're doing it at Little Creek. Between these two methods, I would say that the one in Bayou NWA is the preferred method as it's much faster, has more items including the fine alcohol, but there are other places on the map I'm sure, and yeah, it's just a matter of time until people find them out, but these are the two best ones I was able to do. With these two methods you can quickly amass at least a few $100 per hour, and by my calculations it should be like somewhere around 300 if I'm not mistaken, and of course if you're maximizing efficiency as well as loading times. The second method that I'm going to show you again is very fast and easy, and it yields you a lot of money. It's even easier than the previous one, and it's done by skinning animals. Normally perfect pelts and animal carcasses sell for quite a bit of money at the butchers depending on the animal. The problem is that on one side, hunting animals out in the open in online can be quite problematic as it involves a lot of traveling and there are a lot of things that can go wrong, and on the other hand you won't have sufficient space to go with more than one animal carcass with you. Instead, what you want to do is find a farm with a lot of animals in it and very low human activity around it. There are a few such farms in the game, but I personally prefer the one in Valentine, specifically the one between the letter T and I in the Valentine word on the map. Here you will find a small enclosure with 3 to 5 pigs spawned inside of it, no humans around it to report anything to the authorities, and the best way to do this is to use your lasso and your knife. So just grab your lasso, throw it at one of the pigs and then slowly approach it and kill it with your knife. This will ensure that there's not going to be much noise attracting unwanted attention, and it will also not deteriorate the skin. After killing all of the piglets one by one, skin them all, take their hides on your horse, and then also take 2 carcasses of 3 stars, one on your horse and one in your hands. Most of the time at least 2 or 3 of these pigs over here will be of 3-star quality, so you shouldn't have any problems finding at least 2 of these to carry. From here, head over to the butcher like 100 meters away from this location, right on the main street in Valentine, and proceed to sell everything you got, including the resulting meat from the pigs. The most expensive item here is of course the 3-star pig carcass at about $6 or $5.75, then the hides that can go for $1 or $1.50 each, and finally the tenderloins as well. I believe that they are at least $10 for a full stack of 20, which is like super easy to get from these animals. While the rewards themselves are not as big as the previous methods per item, the abundant source of items and the vendor being very close by is what evens things out. So you will still make a lot of money. It's not going to be that much per run compared to the jewelry method, but since you're going to do it so easily and so fast, it's going to like add up really quickly. Much like how it was with the previous methods, you can either run away from the town for like a minute or so and then come back in the hopes that the pigs have respawned, but otherwise you can go ahead again and reload the free roam map and they should be spawned right in front of you. I think that per run, which should not take more than 5 minutes, you should be able to do at least $40. That is what I have been doing and that's what happened in my experience, and if you're like maximizing efficiency, it should take you even less. A few tips that I have for you guys again here is, first of all, do not open the door at the fence. What you want to do is instead jump over it, because if you're scaring the pigs, there might be a small possibility for them to run out and making their capture that much harder. Second of all, after you successfully killed all of them, you can freely call your horse, and by then it doesn't matter if it opens up the enclosure, they're pretty much dead, they have nowhere to run, and you can even put your horse on top of their bodies so that you skip the skinning animation entirely. And that's basically it with the today's method of making money, these are by far the best, fastest and easiest methods to make money in Red Dead Online. If you enjoyed this video, as always, a like and a subscribe would be super appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next one, so peace out.